afternoon, guys. Welcome back to our Retrofits. Today is Wednesday, the 6th of November. I'm having a massively busy day today. I'm already on my second car. It's only just gone 12:30. So, car in is an Audi A5 Sportback. I've had one already, an A4 Avant. Let me switch the camera around. I'll show you. So this is an A5 Sportback. It has front and rear parking sensors as standard from factory, but they do not work. So this is in for diagnostics. In fact, today is pretty much a diagnostic day. This is in for diagnostics. Outside we have an A1. This one is the one that we did last week, I think. Did the CarPlay and the reverse camera kept glitching, so that's back to have that swapped out. A4, this came in again a couple of weeks ago. It came for front grille. He came to have a floating plate holder put on, so I've just done that one. Got a Q2 in for some diagnostics to do with presense, I think it is. Something's wrong with presense, keeps giving errors. Then I've got an A3 here, which is in for CarPlay retrofit, so we're going to be doing that, and I think there's another 2 more coming. I'm not entirely sure, so it's a bit of a busy day. Yeah, it's busy. So I did tell you it's not going to be busy, and then this happens. Yeah, diagnostics. But yeah, this one I'll try and see what's going on with it. When you put it into reverse, the light just keeps flashing. So it's a decent spec. It's got keyless. So let's start up now. Look, if I just put it into reverse, not press the P button, that just keeps flashing. There's no beep at all either. This is the other thing. Can you stop messing around? Okay, so if I turn that off, normally we put it in reverse, it goes beep. Nothing. And that tells me it could be just the parking sensor buzzer is not working in the car. And that's why the sensor isn't working at all. So I'll scan it and see what's going on. Man at work. He's just putting the bumper back on. So we found out that this parking sensor was faulty. No, sorry, not faulty. We found out the fault was regarding this parking sensor. It kept saying that this one was disconnected. So the customer brought a spare sensor in the glove box. We tried that one, still didn't work. I tried one from my stock, still didn't work. So I was adamant, no, it's not the sensor, it's something else. So we took the bumper off and we found the wiring that runs around the back up here that connects that sensor to the rest of the loom. There was some corrosion in the wiring. So it basically, water somehow got into the wiring and ate away at the wiring. And so that sensor was now technically disconnected. Repaired all of that. Wiring is all now done. And now here inside the car, I just wait for it to turn on. Here we go. It works. Next one, Audi A3. As I said earlier, this one is in for CarPlay. So inside the car, it's got a nice little flat bottom. It's got the standard small screen MMI. You can see that massive bezel going around the edge. We're not going to change the screen. We're just putting in CarPlay, so it's going to show up in that same resolution, in that same dimension. Just wireless CarPlay, run-of-the-mill, standard things for us. So, yeah. It says it's not 246. It's 146. They haven't changed the clock yet. But yeah, it's 146. So let's see, how long? Half an hour, maybe? About half an hour. 2:06, while Simon's packing stuff away, we're done on the A3. So that was about 20 minutes to complete CarPlay on this car. Now if we flick on the ignition, wait for the screen to pop up. There you go. Right, I've got cable, as always, coming out the glove box. There it is up there. So the cable is for wired CarPlay. It does have wireless, but if I just plug my phone in, it will switch over like so. There you go. Yep, there you go. It's working. CarPlay is now active. As I said before, it does look a bit small on the screen just because of the real estate that this screen has. It's a 5.8-inch display in a 7-inch housing. But it is what it is and it works, so that's all good. Right, this one could go out. I've got another diagnostics waiting outside, so swap them over and on to the next one. Next one in, Audi Q2. This one is in for diagnostics. The owner has said that the pre-sense is failing. The pre-sense lives behind here. It's basically part of the adaptive cruise control system. I don't think this car has adaptive cruise, but it does have pre-sense. And yeah, there's an error. When you turn on the car, it screams. There is a couple of little things I've noticed. There's a gap across the top of this arch, which is a bit big, which tells me someone's taken that one off. And on the other side, the gap here is good, and then it gets horrible here because it's basically all off. So that tells me someone's had the bumper off and they've done something to it. Yeah, not sure what's going on. But when you get inside, I flick it on, Audi Presence. Please contact workshop. So first thing that comes up, I'll scan it and see what's going on. I'm not entirely sure from now, as yet, but we'll see what's wrong with the system and see if we can figure it out. Right, so I've spent about 5 to 10 minutes so far on this, and well, within the first couple of minutes, I figured out what the story with this car was. So the adaptive cruise radar in here that does the Presense, when I scanned it, it said component protection is active, which basically means the part's been swapped. There's a new radar in there that the car doesn't recognize, and so that would be why it doesn't work. Now, the only reason you'd want to change one of these is because the car was involved in a front-end accident. So that's one thing. The other thing I found, and the customer has put in his original email, is that the high beam doesn't work on this side, and Simon said that the indicator also doesn't work on this. When he brought it in, he noticed it wasn't flashing. So on the diagnostic scan, it shows that this isn't an original part for this car. I phoned the customer back and I asked him, was the car involved in an accident and has the headlight been swapped? He confirmed, yeah, front end accident, and that used to be halogen. And so that's why things aren't working, because someone tried to do a retrofit and a repair and didn't do any of the coding elements. So inside the car, I've just logged it on to Audi, and here's a list of faults we've got: bulb for daytime running lights, component protection, adaptive cruise control. Yeah, there's not many, but there are some faults, and this is what I have to work through. So I've logged into Audi so that I can do component protection removal like so. But yeah, I'm going to crack on, see how long this takes, and to see how far this goes, see if these parts are good. Component protection may fail if it's a faulty or / stolen part. We'll see. But yeah, there's... actually, it's just doing the upload now. Let's see, this is the bit that will tell me if it's failing or not. First stage, second stage. It looks like it's going through. Third stage, yeah, we're good. Component protection removed. Okay, so the Q2 is gone. We found loads of issues with that car. So the adaptive cruise radar that was fits at the bottom, the Presense fault that we had, it was because it has the wrong part. Component protection worked, but none of the other codings would. Audi accepted component protection, but Audi would not even code the system. They just said, no, it's the wrong part. So that didn't work. And then the headlights had multiple errors with the retrofit. There was coding issues, things that hadn't been coded that should have been coded. There was things that you just couldn't code anyway because the parts were wrong and the wiring was wrong too. So I've told him that I will book him back in. I need to get prepared, I need to get a couple of parts in for him. So I've handed him the car keys back and sent him off. It's now... There you go. And the next car, the last car for today. Now this is really different to what I normally do. A Volvo? Okay, so this is a Volvo XC60. It is kind of big. This is, I think, the Q5 size. Yeah, it's a Q5 size. Yeah, I don't normally do Volvo work. I did once consider it. My mum used to have a Volvo years ago, and I looked into changing the screen to make it a bigger one, and it's actually not hard. Volvo coding and stuff is actually quite easy. But I said, no, I'm already too busy with Audi. I'm not going to get into another brand. I mean, the VAR group is big enough as it is. This belongs to a very good friend of mine. And he's brought it in because he wants me to fit a dash cam to it. Which, let's face it, a dash cam's a dash cam. It's not that hard. Every car, pretty much, it's all the same. But I will have to start stripping some of these trims and stuff to fit the dash cam up here. And then the rear one over there. Now the car is actually, when you first turn it on, it's electric, but it is a hybrid. It's got, look at this. This is really weird. I thought, oh, start button, you push it, but you twist it. And then it wakes up. So, yeah, a little strange compared to the Audi world. But nonetheless, it's not that bad. Genuinely isn't that bad. It's quite a nice car. It's quite comfortable. Volvos are built like tanks anyway. But yeah. Anyway, dash cam time. Okay, so we've just gone past 7:22 and I'm done on the Volvo. So the camera install on this actually wasn't too bad. The trims come off pretty easily, ran all the cabling, all good. So there's the camera, you can see it's flashing away at the top there. We had a bit of a problem actually with the actual car. So this camera is plugged in via a cigarette socket, and the socket itself was dead. Somehow it blew and we had to find the fuse for it, replace out the fuse. But so yeah, that's that done. That's the front camera there. And around here we have the back camera right at the top of the glass up the top there. So yeah, installed, working, tested it out, logged onto it, saw the footage on our phone. All done quite nicely. All right, this is actually a really nice car, I've got to say. We've been sitting here just chilling and chatting for a little bit, planning our next holiday. But yeah, that's that. I'm going to head off home. Got the car started already. And yeah, get this thing out of the unit. Go home and I will see you guys